You look like twins on the monitor.
Jacket. Where's my red jacket?
Yeah. I didn't get the memo.
Read your emails. Okay. Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the Lancaster County Correctional Facility Joint Public Agency meeting. Copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is posted at the rear of the room. We will begin with the agenda item number 1, the approval of the minutes.
I would move approval of the minutes from the February 23rd, 2006 meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes from February 23rd, 2016. Any questions, any discussion, any corrections? Please call the roll.
Gaylor Baird,
Abstain.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-0 with 1 abstention. Item number 2 is election of officers.
Okay, we're doing the election again because Larian has just joined us, so this is her first meeting. So just to kind of remind everybody, we've got the chair and vice chair of the county board, chair of the city council, and then the mayor is on this. So usually it's been, once we have a changeover, we just do another election. And it has usually been chair of the county board has become the chair of this, and the chair of the city council has become the vice chair.
Okay. Well, unless there's objection, I would make a motion that we select Roma as the chair of the Corrections JPA.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that I continue to serve as the chair of the JPA. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Gaylor Baird,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
I would also make a motion that we elect Larian to be vice chair of the Corrections JPA.
I second that.
Okay.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Gaylor Baird,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Next item on the agenda, item number 3, is a discussion on kitchen ovens.
Yes, okay. I am going to have Ken and Brad come up and talk about these. The reason I want them to kind of talk about these ovens right now is because the next item is our approval of claims. And what we have been doing since we have moved to quarterly meetings, we have had the board approve the claims where we've actually received the service or the equipment. We'll pay those invoices. But then we've also been getting an approval for quotes and things that could very well happen within the next quarter before we meet again. And one of the items that the jail has been working with is some oven issues. So I want them to kind of talk about it. And then when we start talking about claims, I'm going to want to add this onto those claims. It hasn't happened yet, but hopefully with your guys' approval, it will be something that will happen within this next quarter. So I'll turn it over to Ken and Brad.
So, as you guys probably know, we cook a lot of meals, and we actually provide meals for the youth services. We provide them for the bridge, the crisis center, and I think there's one more.
Just for us.
And then I guess, yeah. So there's a lot of meals that go through there. These are really high-tech ovens. I mean, they cook their fried chicken in there because I don't understand all of it, but there's way with steams and different things that'll crisp that kind of stuff. And this was all part of the original package when we went to contract with Samson. And unfortunately, these ovens did not live up to the quality that we would have liked to have seen, and we've had significant issues with them breaking down and leaving us in really tough spots. So I think we've kind of gotten to a place now where we've gotten what we feel is a pretty good price on getting these replaced with an updated model. Go. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I do. These are 6-7-year-old ovens. Was there a warranty on them?
There was. I think they're 2000.
The history on that is we got 2 of them that came with the building. Okay, and we went with, the Paramount got the bid, who's now bankrupt. They bought them in 2009, and they sit around somewhere till we open. We, in July of 2013, then, quite a ways later, we fired them up. Even when they were still under their year warranty, we had a lot of problems with them. We added another one November of 2013, so we have one that is quite a bit newer. We've had problems with all of them, terrible problems, and Dave Durbin from the county attorney's office, he did give a legal opinion on them, where the 2009 ones, probably our claims are not going to hold up. The 2013 one, you do have a period of time for discovering the problem exists, and the warranty says something to the effect of they would replace anything that didn't work right, and they did here recently in February. They sent us a free one, saying they were going to work with us on the other two, and now they've kind of washed their hands of the other two. But the way he looked at it is that the free one would take care of the warranty on the 2013, and he said, in his opinion, for the 09 models, that the county should try to strike the best deal possible to get replacement ovens. And so that's what we started working on. We've had meetings with them. They flew people in from the company, Cleveland's the company. They extended their warranty to cover parts for an additional 6 to 8 months, and now they said they're not doing that anymore. So we have two right now that are just sitting there that really don't work. We have the free one that's still working, but those are all C3 models. There's a C4 out now. We're having, like, when we need parts, it takes longer and longer and longer, to where the head maintenance guy and I are starting to think maybe they're phasing out parts for what we have, even that free one. And so that's why I'm kind of here today asking for 3 of them, because we want to get 3 of these newer models. Now you might ask, why do we still want to go with Cleveland? Well, we also spent $40,000 on, and I have pictures if you want to see them, of roll-in cabinets. So basically you roll in these big trolley carts that are taller than I am with all your food on into the oven, shut the door, and it seals and cooks. You roll it out, you roll it to these warmers that are right by the serving line, and they hold the temperature. We haven't found another brand that has that same size trolley. And so,
And you're not going to?
no, and I will say this, the outfit out of Kansas City, we didn't buy them from them. They really didn't have a dog in the fight, and they've been helping us with negotiations. I got the bid here, I can show you, where it's $22,623 an oven. Yeah, I made plenty of copies.
Okay.
They tell me that a dealer price would be $32,100. So they got Cleveland to come down to that 22. And then what they did is they said that dealers mark up 10 to 15%. They struck a deal with Hockenberg's locally here in town, and they agreed to pass them through for free. And so this is basically the best deal we could strike on our problem. We've had 2-week periods of time a year or so ago where none of them worked, and we had to use our baking oven and all that. So they don't know if it's because they set so long, you know, they were bought in 09 and set, they don't know where they set, or so we're just kind of stuck now. This is kind of I would say the last issue with the new building that we really need to get resolved.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything wrong with the free oven that we got earlier this year? Because we currently have 3.
Yep.
2 don't work, that were the ones that
2
were.
that don't work right now require about $6,000 in repairs, which I kind of just put a hold on.
And there was
right
the
now.
3rd one that we bought in 13 that was also not.
That's one of them that needs repairs.
So
Yeah.
and we got a free one, so we right now have 4 ovens.
What we did was we replaced the one that was doing the worst with the free one. So it wasn't the 2013 one. We replaced one of them from 09.
So we've already either scrapped or.
It's just sitting in our warehouse, yeah, so we'll have to get rid of it surplus or something like that. We have room for 4. It was set up to expand to 4. And like I said, the only reason why I'm asking for this newer model is because I had the feeling that our free one that is running fine right now since February. We're either gonna have parts issues, and we're gonna have repair issues with it just because of our history with them. We don't really trust them too much. We had trouble with like the igniters are a kind of heat igniter. Well, now on the new model, they have more like a spark igniter. We have trouble because they cook with steam also. With the steam generator has a big tank and stuff. That's what our $6,000 right now is. Those have to be replaced. Well, now they don't use that anymore. They use like more of a coil. So they replaced everything
Right.
that's been giving us problems.
My background, my family, we have several fast food franchises, so I'm very familiar with equipment and the need to update it and how the manufacturer makes updates that sometimes don't interact with other equipment, probably by design. But the concern that I have is if we have a need for 3 new ones that we only buy what we need, because I don't think you should ever have equipment sitting around, because I mean that you don't know what you don't know. So I mean, if we're buying 3 new ovens and we plan to put 2 into service and leave 1 in a warehouse, I mean well,
we have room to hook them all 4 up, and what we did, we've had 3 this whole time, and what they do is they rotate them, and so they're used. The idea being that they're going to last longer, and
so all 3 of them will be put into service,
Yes.
and so you would have 4 total ovens being
Yep.
operational.
And they have a kind of a cycle where today they use 1 and 2, tomorrow they use 3 and 4. They have a whole cycle down in the kitchen where they're using them all. So 1's not getting used a lot, or 2 of them get used a lot and wear out faster. I guess the idea being when we opened the place was that way they would last longer. But
And I do have another question. Are you, by buying 3, do you get a better rate?
that's something I didn't ask him. I can check, but the director kind of started this, and I mean I was a part of it too for about a year, and we just kind of always been talking with him about 3, because this free one just kind of came up, and the director went ahead and accepted it. So.
Do you work with the city county purchasing department when you do these and do they
Yes.
assist with this bid?
No, that's one thing, and
'Cause
talking with Dennis
small.
here about,
I remember a conversation with Dave Durbin from our county attorney's office, and through this whole process, Bob Wall is always, he's always kind of involved with a lot of the purchase and stuff. We're kind of at the point where we might be at a sole source where there wouldn't need to be an RFP, because we're really down to working with this group unless we're going to change out everything else, such as those warmers and stuff like that. So Dave, and we'll double check. I told Brad and Ken, let's double check with Dave just to make sure Dave is still on board with that. But we wanted to get this information in front of you so that you could kind of see what they're looking at, and if everything, if Dave Durbin's on board with it and all of that, that we are able to just keep moving along, because with this board, we don't meet again until the end of August, and we'd like to keep the process going.
Would it be possible perhaps because you mentioned your level of trust with them is perhaps not where you would like it to be, any additional provision that could be added to the contract about should something go wrong with the new model, even if it's past the warranty, that you have an extra longer period of warranty based on your history? I mean, is that something that could be
there's no doubt
explored?
we can bring that up to our county attorney's office while we're in the process. Yeah.
Might be worth considering.
Yeah.
But not only that, but I mean, because do they offer any type of service plan, like an extended, I don't want to say warranty, but I know that some equipment you
I'm
purchase.
gonna guess that they do. I'm not positive, though. I know a lot of the other things that I've gotten for the kitchen all have kind of a extended warranty or something like that on it.
Maybe try to negotiate that as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know that sometimes everything else, it may cost a few extra dollars, and you may not need it, but if you do need it, it definitely
Yeah.
makes a difference.
You can ask about that.
So basically, what you're asking for us to do is to go ahead and approve further investigation or a purchase or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we would like to be able to do as we're going through the process of working with purchasing and the county attorney's office to make a decision on with these numbers that we've got right now to keep moving forward so that if this process does happen, that we would be able to make payment prior to our next JPA meeting.
Okay. What are the wishes of the board?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What are the wishes of the board?
I would go ahead and make a motion that we authorize the corrections JPA to move forward and purchase the 3 ovens provided in the quote from Cleveland.
And if anything huge came up as we're going along, we'll just let you know. And that would probably just put everything on hold. So we just kind of, want to make sure you've seen this dollar amount, understand the 3 oven thing, and that we want to keep moving forward.
Okay, I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we authorize the correctional JPA to move forward with the purchase of the kitchen ovens contingent upon, satisfactory negotiations. So any discussion?
Dennis,
Sorry.
Dennis, did you say that you are going to pursue a claim in addition to what you've already done with this company for some of the previous?
Say that again too.
Did you start the discussion earlier, the presentation, by saying you were going to pursue a claim on one of these items or something else?
Yeah, there's really there's no recourse now. Like I said, Dave Durbin thought that the free oven that they sent probably would be looked upon as being the replacement for that 2013 one, which is right now sitting there with the steam generator, just leaks all over the floor. And he said the 09s, too much time has passed. The best thing now is, I think his exact words was, for the county to strike the best deal possible to get replacements. So that's what we've been working on.
Okay, and Larry and Corey just kind of reminded me of something. Sometimes I kind of forget things. So when I mentioned the claims earlier, I always put a list of claims in front of the JPA board, and I think I said I would add it to this total. So after Corey goes through what she needs to for that motion, I'll talk about the claims and I'll just kind of explain to you how that affects that.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, we have a motion and a second to go forward with this. Please call the roll.
Gaylor Baird?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Next item is approval of the claims processed through May 24th, 2016.
All right, so on the approval of the claims, what I do is I bring forward, for example, this list here includes one payment that we need to make out of the bond proceeds / DEC reimbursement, and that is a $946 payment to this Lion LLC. What I kind of mentioned was we have, over the last year or so, have added claims to this list saying, okay, we haven't received it yet, but I want approval from the board so that when it does happen, we don't have a company waiting for 3 months to get payment. So that's kind of what I meant, is that this would now become part of it. And then the last payment on here is our interest payment on our bonds for $1,049,502.50.
Okay. All right, so those are the 2 claims that we need to approve.
Move approval of the claims as listed.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the claims as listed. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Gaylor Baird?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Next item is public comment.
Okay. I don't believe anybody's coming forward.
Okay, then we go on to setting of the next meeting for August 30th, 2016. I'm assuming that's at 1 p.m., right, Dennis? think it's the same time.
Yes.
Okay. So put that on the calendars.
Okay.
August
I'm doing
30th.
that as we speak.
Fabulous.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for coming, guys.
I would move we adjourn.
Second?
It's moved and seconded that we adjourn. Please call the roll.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Gaylor Baird.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
All right. Good night.